Today I'm joined by a very special person who I'm lucky to know. He is an athlete. He's a business owner. He's a student. He's a jack of all trades and an all-star at all of them. So welcome to the podcast, Nevell Provo. How you doing, brother?
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. I'm good. Nice day in not a nice day, but a day.
It's a nice day to record a podcast
exactly,
inside.
Exactly.
Is what it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, listen, you have a pretty interesting story. You're a young dude. You're from the Halifax area. So where exactly are you from?
So I'm from North Preston, Nova Scotia. Shout out North Preston. A small community just outside of Halifax. Actually, one of the largest black communities in Canada. That's where I'm from. Born and raised. Yeah, North Preston. That's me.
Do you still live there now?
Yeah. Well, I don't anymore. I live in Halifax now on Barrington Street, but. Yeah, give my address so, but yeah. So I live in Halifax, but
if you'd like the podcast, just show up at his place.
Exactly, pull up.
Yeah. No. So I was doing a little bit of research on Mr. Provo here. So you played D1 basketball.
Yeah. So
was
I
that?
played ball at Loyola University in Baltimore, Maryland. Before that, I played high school ball in Huntington, West Virginia. You know, the top prep school in the States with Andrew Wiggins and a bunch of guys. Played for Team Canada for a few years. But yeah, I mean, as far as Loyola goes, it was pretty cool playing Division I. You know, my whole life I kind of dreamed about playing in NBA and playing, Division I. And coming from Halifax, we didn't see too many guys doing that. So to be able to do that and kind of achieve that dream was pretty cool for sure.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So was that like growing up? Was that like, this is what I'm doing with my life? I'm gonna be a fucking basketball star.
Yeah, I mean, and I like that. I like that we swearing on this pod.
Yeah, it's a podcast.
Exactly. Say no more.
This isn't global news.
Straight. Yeah, I just had a few interviews on the real TV. So
I was telling them earlier. Those are all warm ups.
Bullshit. But here, this is the real me, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But
we're coming in hot.
Exactly. So yeah, for me. And I'll break the story down.
You're just
like
gonna
this.
pepper in fuck every 2 seconds.
I'll break it down like this. Coming from North Preston, a place that's dealt with a lot of issues. Violence, drugs. A lot that are tied to systemic racism. A ton of issues that I can get into a whole nother day. But with that, presented with those challenges. We didn't see many options. I didn't see doctors. I didn't see lawyers. I think in the black community in general, we don't see a lot of that. So, I seen two successful people in my life. In the global grand scheme, it was either you're going to be a rapper or you're going to be a basketball player. Mm-hmm. And then in my community, it was the successful people who were somewhat successful but really weren't, were either athletes or street people. They sold drugs, they did whatever they did. So for me, I had, luckily I was blessed to have people in my life who, saw the other path and seen more in me to be like, nah, you're not going over here. Mm-hmm. But only other thing I could do was play basketball. So from young, like age 4 or 5, I'm playing basketball, dreaming about the NBA. And, as I got older, started to get a little bit better. I think I was 12 years old when I really seen that I had some talent. I was a lot better than the kids in my age group. Oh, shoot, Red Bull. A lot better than the kids in my age group.
Best burp you can have, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's a big one. But, it was a lot better than the kids around. I was playing up with older guys and stuff. And I'm like, I might be able to really do something with this. So sat down with my brother and my mom, and, they were always people that pushed me and kind of wanted me to be the most I could be. So we sat down and I wrote that I would enter the NBA draft in whatever my eligible year would have been. It would have been like 2015 or something. But I wrote it down like 2008. So then once I set that goal, I started to go harder. I used to train. I was like 12 years old, running at 6 a.m., getting up, going on jogs, and just really dedicating my life to that. So then after that, at about age 13, I moved to Toronto. My mom let me go away to chase my basketball dream, moved to Toronto with my uncle, went to school. The next year, I was 14, 15, I went down to the States. And yeah, that was my journey, just trying to get to the NBA, trying to, live this basketball dream. And again, it led me to Team Canada. I played in Greece and Italy and, got to travel the world playing the game. And, eventually landed a Division I scholarship, got my education paid for free, $60,000 worth, actually.
Well, yeah, that's nothing to scoff at.
You know what I'm saying? And, down in the States, it was a private school. So, again, tuition was $45,000 and living and food was about $20,000. So, yeah, to get out of school.
Well, I mean, you didn't, not saying it's too late.
Yeah.
But, I you didn't go to the NBA, right? But you had a hell of a career this far.
Super,
I'm
man.
sure that like, I mean, now I have two questions. So one, so now you're doing business.
Yeah.
And I feel like, do you feel like a lot of those things translated, like the lessons you learned, like being that 13-year-old kid who's up at 6 a.m. just fucking grinding?
Yeah.
Does a lot of that translate over to the way that you approach business now?
100%, man. Like I approach this shit like, you know, I'm an avid fan of Nipsey Hussle. The marathon.
Yeah, I saw the shirt.
You know what I'm saying? The marathon. And when I was playing ball, that was my mindset. The marathon. Let's grind. Let's work. I'm just outwork everyone. You know, I wasn't the fastest guy. I wasn't the most athletic. I was about to say athletic. I wasn't whatever that is. I wasn't the most athletic.
Might catch on. Might be a new pop
Exactly.
culture word.
You know what I'm saying? But
girls twerking stuff.
That's tough.
Athlete.
Put that one in. Write that one in notes for me. Yeah. But you know,
that'll be your claim to fame.
Exactly. But yeah, I wasn't I wasn't dunking on people, but I'm like, all right, I'm gonna work the hardest. I'm gonna be the smartest on the court. You know, the coach is gonna want to put me on the floor just because I'm that guy. So when I transferred over to business, it's that same mentality. I'm gonna wake up earlier than anyone else. I'm gonna put the most work in. I'm still on the marathon, and I think again, you know, that time management, that grind mentality. Translates to business, and it does well in business. You know, when you look at the successful entrepreneurs, they're usually people who grind. So yeah, just all that shit, and you know, I think the direct skills of playing ball as well translate to business. Communication skills, working with the team. You know, I'm now a CEO, and I got 10 employees, like that type of shit. Gelling together a team, and you know, we're in the.
So did you always like assume the leadership role when you were an athlete?
Yeah, so 100%.
Well, you still are, but I mean, every time.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, again, I always like hung out with older guys and stuff. So like, I was 12 hanging out with 15-year-olds. So then when I played ball with the kids my age, I just, you know, naturally I kind of led them. And again, that was my role as a point guard, as a, you know, the quarterback of the team. You know, I always was a leader, and that was my value to the team. So that role always kind of felt natural, and it's always a role that I embellished.
Yeah, that's cool.
You're supposed to give me a nod for that word, embellished, but
yeah, was that the secret word? No, that's a great word, man.
Yeah,
10 points.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the second part of my question was, so, you know, you leave home going to play basketball, and you know, you had written a note to yourself that you're gonna be eligible for the draft. And did you have a plan B, or were you like, this is?
I mean, for me.
And when did you kind of realize, like, you know?
Yeah.
Because now you're doing very well. Like,
yeah.
You got an impressive business that's helping a lot of people, and it's making a lot of impact in this part of the country. But I mean, obviously, there has to be kind of a transitioning point inside you that goes, you know what, my energy needs to go a little bit over here.
You're good at this podcast shit. That's good questions. But yeah, I mean, I think at first it was like no plan B. It's NBA or no way. You know, it was like that was the mentality. Like, I'm just gonna grind and I'm gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I think at about, you know, my first year at Division I ball, you know, I wasn't playing as much as I wanted to be. Just never could really get over that hump, that edge of like, I would be in practice killing and get to the game, and there was just some kind of gap there. So, you know, my logical brain started to come in. Like, all right, if I'm measuring myself up against guys who are in the NBA, and, you know, I'm not really playing at that level, my chances are slim. So eventually, then I started to think. So, you know, I mean, in high school, I started to read another Red Bull burp. In high school, I started to read, you know, financial books, and, you know, watch The Wolf of Wall Street, and, you know,
I feel like that's the biggest thing for millennials.
The Wolf of Wall Street, man. It's like, yo, when you seen that shit, you're like, fuck, like millions and bitches on the boats, and it's like, all right, that's what I want.
He scammed me as soon
you know
as he
what I'm
came
saying? It's like, all right, shoot, stocks. Okay, let me figure that out. And I was at this seminar once, and this black guy who was doing stocks. I'm like, all right, shoot, there's a black guy. He's doing stocks. Cool, that's something else. So I started to think that stuff. And I mean, by the time I got to university, I'm like, all right, I'm doing finance. And I'm going to just start filling my brain with this shit. And, you know, I think my plan B, once I seen ball kind of fading, and it was a tough transition because here I am, a guy, you know, I was like the people's champ. Like, you know, North Preston was like Nevell Provo. Everyone.
Was that a lot of pressure?
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah. Like, I think I always, you know, my dad and my family always pushed me, like, you know, be the guy. I got a video on my Instagram right now where I was like 5 years old, and my dad's like, you better be the best next year. And I'm like, I'm gonna be the best. And he's like, well, it's a lot on you. The team's relying on you. So like, I always had. That's how he challenged me. So when I got to this point, again, you know, I was the first guy to make it to this league, to this level, play Team Canada, and you know. Nipsey Hussle says something where you ever represent hope, where the hopeless at. And, you know, for me, North Preston is a place that there's not a lot of positive lights. There's not a lot of, that's our guy. So I was that guy, you know, at that time. And basketball was away. So when I seen that, you know, my pastor used to be in church praying that I make it to the NBA. And, like, the whole church is holding hands like, wow. Kumbaya, let's get this guy to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm like,
that's real pressure.
It's real, but that shit fueled me.
Yeah.
Like I still got that pressure in business, and that's what fuels me. Now I'll get to that after, but you know that pressure it fueled me. So when I got to the place where it's like, shit, this is not happening. It was a little tough transition of like, I'm letting people down. So I was at Loyola in my third year, like shit, contemplating if I'm going to come back to Halifax, but that was tough for me because it's like. I'm gonna be now in the space, and you know people look at me like I failed, like oh he went and now he's back here playing at St. Mary's, and so dealing with a lot of that type of shit, like you know what's the world gonna think, and you know that was a great place for me to come out of and grow, but that transition was definitely tough for sure.
Truly. Did coming back home, like you didn't have your head like held low or anything? Like was it a bit of like you let people down? Did you feel like that?
So I mean at first, like when I was when I was still at Loyola and thinking about coming back, I kind of had a little bit of that like shit, you know. I'm failing, you know. I set out, you know, I'm going from people praying for me to make it to the NBA to now I'm coming back to St. Mary's where, you know, I would never even looked at St. Mary's when I was in high school because like I'm going to Kentucky, then straight to the NBA. So, you know, coming back to St. Mary's was like, all right, now I'm here now. You know, a little bit. And I remember like my first games and stuff, like, because here's where I am. I know I'm not going to the NBA no more, so I'm not really focusing on ball. I'm not in a gym. I'm not really like that, you know, so. But I'm coming back to St. Mary's, and here's a guy who, you know, we thought was going to the NBA. Now he's coming back to St. Mary's. He should be freaking scoring 50 every game. So people come to my games, like, expecting to see Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so, like, a lot of that shit. And at first, you know, I was like, all right, I got to fucking perform. So that little challenge.
Did that make you more of a selfish player at all? So you wanted to like show up for everybody?
I was never like I could never play selfish because it's not my game. I'm not a guy that's, you know, score 50 with points, but I was a selfish teammate, as in like, you know, when I wasn't getting the time I thought I should be getting, or you know, I remember one game we were playing a bigger team, so like I got pulled out of the starting lineup, and I'm like, fuck this shit, like I'm in practice like throwing the ball off people's shoes and shit, like trying to sabotage the whole shit. And I was selfish for that because, you know, but I wasn't selfish in the fact like I'm gonna shoot 20 shots. I was just selfish in being a teammate. So quickly I kind of got over the woe is me shit. Like, okay, bro, fuck off. Like, you did something great. You know, you did more than most people do with the sport. I met some great people. I learned some valuable things. And when I kind of, you know, got into that mindset, like, all right, what's next? You know, that's when I was able to grow and move forward through that little, what is it they call it, like an athlete depression or something. Like.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. Put that in my notes here because I saw an interview you did. You were talking about post-athletic depression. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people go through that.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, like at the same time, like. I don't know, it's fucking tacky as it is, but I feel like, you know, everything does happen for a reason. When you are putting out positive energy and you are like working towards a greater goal that isn't just self-fulfilling. Because I you know, obviously do my due diligence and creep the shit out of you online for a sec.
That's what's up.
But I know I saw that, you know, you're giving back to your community, like teaching kids the things that you learned when you were at Loyola. You know, and like that stuff, like you may have just helped create an NBA player, you know? It might not have been you, but it might have been a little piece of what you learned. Yeah,
and I mean, to speak to that, like I have a major little analogy I fell on once. So like we did a top 40 Metro Elite camp where basically we brought the top 40 kids in Halifax.
Yeah, I think that's where we met.
You know, exactly. We brought the top 40 kids in Halifax to a camp. They stayed over for 2 nights. You know, they ate. Just the top elite camp, one of the best camps you see in Canada, where everything was free for them. They got gear, and you know we brought in NBA players. So the first year we brought in Andrew Wiggins, second year we brought in Dylan Brooks, and we went through the process of showing them why they should need to think different and be elite. And one of the analogies I kind of fell on then was, there's the seeds being planted. So there was a guy 20 years before me. His name was Sugarloo. You know, the highest level he made it to was high school. He was like the high school star. And then so a guy named Chris Johnson saw him play and was like, all right, he's doing this at this level. I can be a little bit better than him. Chris Johnson went on to, you know, be play Division I and play JUCO or whatever the case is. And I saw Chris Johnson like, all right, I can be a little bit better than him. I'm gonna go another level. I played Team Canada, played Division I radio to high school, stuff like that. Then, you know, there's a guy seeing me, Lindell Wigington. You know, I used to be my little homie. You know, however that goes. Still my little homie, not used to be, but you know, when he was younger, I used to bring him to train with me and stuff. So he seen me be like, all right, I can be a lot better than him. Pretty much ready to go to the NBA, in the D League. And I was a kid after that, seeing him is going to go to the next level. So I say all that to say, you know, with the top 40 camp, actually I just saw one of the kids, Ethan Carabino, however you say his name, Ethan, my little homie. He was one of the guys in the camp, and to now see him at the place he is now, and you know he's now in the States, and playing ball at a high level and doing all these great things, and he thanks us for that camp, and you know, just instilling those, you know, those values and kind of giving him those pieces that he wouldn't really got before, right? So like you said, that give back piece, and you know, for me it might not have been my destiny, but me at least going that far is going to create 5 NBA players after me, right? So
that's a cool feeling.
Know what I'm saying?
I want to quickly sidestep, because this podcast, I also want to let people kind of talk about what they do, promote your stuff a little bit. So tell me about Smooth Meal Prep.
Yeah, so Smooth Meal Prep, we're a meal delivery service, basically prepare and deliver healthy meals to your door. So, you know, we like to consider ourselves the fitness meal, and, you know, the athlete's meal. And it kind of brings in my background as an athlete and a fitness-focused person. And, you know, we have 2 basic plans, a fat loss plan, a muscle mass plan. So people who are focused on fitness and in the gym and just don't have time to cook, you know, we handle that for you. So in a run of a week, you get 12 meals, 6 delivered on Sunday, 6 on Wednesday. We count calories, fat, protein, all of that stuff. And, you know, just really help people who are focused on fitness, you know, eat food, right?
So where did that idea come from?
I mean, that kind of came, kind of crazy, not a crazy story, but the funny story. My mom, she loves to cook. She's a chef, spends a lot of time in the kitchen. So, you know, we were always focused on health. So she was making healthy food for me, you know, while I was coming back home and in school and playing ball and not having time to cook and eat. So she would make healthy meals for me. And then from there, you know, she's like,
isn't that the best meal you ever had, though?
Exactly.
When you come back from school, it's
man,
like,
listen,
your mom's just been waiting.
Exactly. So it was like, you know, me seeing that and having that great meal that I didn't have to cook, and you know, her seeing, I'm sure, my enjoyment. She's like, I want to do this for more people. So she was going on a trip in March, and I believe this was like November. So she was trying to save up money and stuff to go on a trip. She's like, all right, I want to do this for 10 people to make some money for my trip. I'm like, all right, I think we'd be able to find 10. I'm like, I'm going to help you out. I'll take $20 a customer that I bring in and use some extra cash. So, I mean, like the first week, we made meals for me, my brother, and my dad. And we just did that so I could have meals, so I could post on my Instagram. Like, yo, we got meals, holla at me. Boom. Next week, we had like 5 people, friends and family. Next week, we had like 10. And I was like, all right. And I think the next week, so we had the 10 that she wanted. The week after that, because I'm a marketer by like, I'm a marketer by
just pulled
like,
up your ad there.
Sick. I'm a marketer by whatever. So I'm just like, here, get these meals, everyone, you need them. And
you can die with
you know what I'm saying? So next week we had like 14. I'm like, well, Mom, you're not gonna say no to the money, and she didn't. And I'm like, we sat down again and like, we really got something here. You know, people were loving it. And I mean, a year later, you know, we've made over 10,000 meals. We, you know, made meals for over 600 people, and we've been on CTV. You know, we did some nice numbers in revenue. I like to throw the revenue number out, not as a it's a little brag. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know, motherfuckers pay attention. But
yeah.
I think it just shows the growth. So like, yeah, we did about $170,000 in our first year.
Wish we had a live audience right now. You know, screaming. That's my boy.
Exactly. So yeah, you know, we've grown pretty quickly.
No, man, that's very impressive. You should be proud of that.
No, for sure.
100%.
Appreciate that.
Because you we were talking about like, it wasn't so long ago. Your mind is, I'm an athlete, that's it. And you figured out a way to be, turn like something that was so small, like here's a couple of meals.
Yep.
Into a profitable business that people seem to be loving. You know,
for sure.
Because it is like the best businesses like fix a problem.
Yes.
That people have.
Yeah.
So
all business, you know, I think, you know, I touched on my entrepreneurial journey, and I just was in a little interview, and I kind of told the story. It's like I've always been an entrepreneur. Although I was an athlete, I had entrepreneurial tendencies from early. So I remember I was 5 years old, and my mom. A lot of shit ties back to my mom. She was, you know, I was trying to get some snacks for after school, and she's like, I'm not giving you no money for snacks. I'm like, all right, well, shit, I'm gonna figure it out. Didn't cry, and I'm like, so I went to my uncle's garden. He had a garden where he had like potatoes and all kind of shit. So I went in his garden and got potatoes. I don't think I asked for it, so I might have stole them. You know what I'm saying? So my first business was started.
That's the Jordan Belfort right there.
You know what I'm saying? So I went and grabbed these potatoes. I was 5 years old, took them to my mom's work one day, and I'm like, hey, I got potatoes for $1. I didn't even know why. Who would be buying potatoes for $1? But people bought them. You know, they were probably buying them because this little cute kid out here. But in my mind, I'm like, shit, I just made $20. I'm living. And then I mean, like about a few years later after that, I remember the story where there was kids. So kids in my school, Nelson Warren, it's a school that a lot of shit was going on in there. But there's like two kids who had this like slingshot, and all the slingshot was it was a top of a bottle cap with a balloon tied to the end of it and an elastic band wrapped around it. Yeah. And they were putting little pebbles in there and shooting windows out and you know, shooting them at teachers, all kind of crazy shit. So
kid shit.
Yeah, exactly. Little kid shit, little badass kid shit. So two kids had it and everyone else wanted them. I'm like, all right, well, but no one knew how to make them. So I asked one of the kids like how he made it. He showed me the process. I'm like, I can do that. So I went to my mom again. I'm like, yo, mom, can you get me some balloons from the dollar store? She got me the balloons, and I'm in my lab in the basement putting together these weapons. Made like 10 of them, took them to school. I sold them for $2 each, and it was like, so when I seen that,
teachers must have hated you.
But so now that's the next crazy part. Like, it's fucked up because I got in trouble because. The teacher
You're an arms dealer in school.
the teacher sees this influx of weaponry in the school, and like, where the hell you getting them from? And one little fuckers fucking snitched on me. Yeah. And then I got suspended, and my mom's like, what the fuck? Like, she didn't say what the fuck. She's like, why are you, that's what you wanted the balloons for? Yeah. And now that I look back, I'm like, Mom, like you could have killed my entrepreneurial spirit then. You know, like you should have been praising me.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's long. But yeah, again, coming back to your shit, business solve problems. So like in that time, there was a problem. Kids needed weapons. They didn't have them. All right, bet. I'm going to figure it out. You know, so any business, man, at the core of it is just solving problems for someone. And if you're not solving the problem, you don't got a business, right?
That's the fucking clip right
there.
Exactly.
Kids
needed weapons.
You know what I'm saying? Give me that one for the Instagram. Let me get the little minute clip I can post that one. You know what I'm saying?
That's so funny.
But yeah.
Yeah. So what are your plans for the future with this? Like, I mean, do you want to expand from the region? Do you want this to be like a international, national?
Hell yeah. So you know me. I'm a dreamer. Mm-hmm. I dreamed NBA when no one's seen it, where I never seen anyone make it to NBA where I'm from. So, you know, I see this problem is just not a Nova Scotia problem. In fact, Halifax is a little late to most things. So to see the growth we had here is like, all right, we can grow other places. I mean, there's a lot of business that exists like this in other places, but yeah. So I mean, immediately we see covering the Atlantic region because I don't think this exists in the Atlantic, and then from there nationally, Canada, 5 to 10 years, and then from there internationally, you know, definitely providing meals to people who are focused on fitness. There's a lot of fitness people in the world, and I think where we win is more people are becoming health conscious, worrying about their health, you know, fitness. You're seeing all these What the Health movies and everything. People will care about their health now, but the problem is, and I think they care a little bit more than they have in the past. It's just more information so people know, but the issue is people have less time, so that's the gap. It's like, I care about my health. I care about the gym. I know I should be eating well, but I don't have time to do it. I don't care enough to not go to my job. Like, you know, we think of it like this. Like, people work 9 to 5s.
So they're eating lettuce all day.
How long is a 9 to 5? That's I'm not math.
40 hours?
No, just in the day. 8 hours?
8 hours.
8
yeah.
hours. I don't got my math brain on. So
That's
8
okay.
hours in a day.
But
people won't even take an hour to go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but realistically, your health, it sounds cliche, but your health is the main thing, you have on while you're here on earth. So anyway, that gap is a major gap. People know they should be eating healthy, but they don't have the time. They don't value that, to that level. So smooth meal prep comes in and bridges that gap. You don't got to take an hour out your day to make healthy food. All you got to do is heat them and eat them. So we see that expand across the world for sure.
Is that your slogan? Heat 'em and eat 'em?
Heat 'em and eat 'em. We said it once
it.
and it stuck. And every time I say my little sales speech, I say, yeah. Because people always say, oh, like HelloFresh. Like, nah, not HelloFresh. They give you a meal that you still got a kit that you still got to cook. Us, you just heat 'em and eat 'em. You know what I'm saying?
So how I don't want to dive too much into your business plan, but like,
I'm an open book.
How could that be? Because I wouldn't want to poke any holes if there are any.
Hey,
but
man.
I don't think there are. You're a fucking smart guy.
If there's holes, I want to fill them.
We'll talk about them right now.
So poke them.
So how would you see that being like? Say you want to take this to like Toronto, Vancouver, and shit. How do you? Because like right now you have reliable people that know how to do it. How do you maintain consistency like at that level? Like kind of like the McDonald'sization of this whole thing.
So that's it. That was going to be my that was going to be my example. McDonald's, a franchise model.
Is that what you want to do? Franchise it?
Possibly, but the franchise model in the sense of here's the recipes. Here's exactly how you prepare them. There's machines. We got this one oven called the Rationale, $25,000 kitchen. I mean, $25,000 piece of equipment where my head chef can, set the temperatures and cook the food in Jamaica. All someone has to do is load the tray and put the spices on.
Really?
So with that, technology is so evolved, and you come up with systems where, I can literally have robots come in and do this. So
that's
that,
true. Yeah, we're pretty close to that.
We're close there. Where it's like, that exists. But as far as like, in particular with the model is either two pieces. One, either we do, and I think a few companies in the States do this, where they do shipping. So their warehouse would be their main kitchen would be in Halifax, and we're just shipping overnight, whatever the case is, to Toronto, whatever the place is. Or we set up kitchens across the country, and to do Amazon. Whereas Amazon's around the world, but have you seen an Amazon? Have you seen an Amazon building?
No shop.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen an Amazon building in Halifax, but I get my shit the next day. So it's like, that shit exists.
It works, yeah.
It works, man.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if they'll do the whole drone thing that we were talking about a while ago.
Yeah.
Just start dropping it everywhere.
Yeah.
That would be amazing for your business.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
Like right to your balcony,
Exactly. We got a little smooth meal prep drone just flying over.
Yeah, and they're all branded and everything.
Branded.
Little coupon on it,
Hey, Jeff Bezos, hurry up with that one, man. We need it. We need it. Yeah,
you're trying to quadruple that
Exactly.
that profit margin.
Exactly.
Right there. No, man, that's all awesome stuff. So I want to talk about so there's one thing. So you had a little vlog you were doing for a while called "I'm a Businessman."
Yeah.
And you were talking a lot about sacrifice. I mean, last time we talked, we sat down and had a conversation. You were talking about, and I think everyone goes through this, especially because we've made the brand of entrepreneurialism so sexy online, which is so cool. Crazy because like it was always the nerdy fucking guy staying up all night.
Like, what the fuck you mean you're an entrepreneur, bro? Get a real job.
Yeah. But now it's like everyone wants like to change their Instagram to entrepreneur at the top and like take pictures in fucking LA and be like, this is what I do all the time. Yeah. I'm on my MacBook.
I don't gotta work. I don't gotta do 9 to 5 like you regular people. I can be on the beach.
Like, exactly.
It sounds good on paper.
Yeah, but basically like, as soon as you start saying I have a business, people think you're rich. Man, that's it. That's all you have to talk to me about that.
So that piece, like, all right, I told you, I tell the cool number of $180,000 revenue, probably do $200,000 that first year, but Nevell Provo has made $0 to my personal pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm still living off fucking, student shit. Like I'm still in school. I'm broke. Not broke, but I'm, you know what I'm saying?
Bring up his bank account.
Yeah, we talked about that. But so like, it sounds good. Yeah, my business has done $200,000, but
you have to pour it back.
Exactly. I could pull it out. I could, might have made a good little salary, but if I wanted to grow, if I want to be, making $1 million in 3 years, it's like, all right, I got to pour it back in. So that piece of like, people just don't understand what business is and how it works. And, it's like, yeah, we made $200,000, but we also probably had expenses of pretty high numbers as well in the first year.
Dude, yeah, it takes most companies is 2 years so you can turn a profit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like that piece of it, and again, it's the Instagram shit. People see entrepreneurs faking the funk.
He made it.
You know what I'm saying? People see entrepreneurs on the jets and fake entrepreneurs, fraudpreneurs.
Yeah,
fraudpreneurs.
it's all rented.
You know what I'm saying? Like with the Lambos.
They probably didn't even rent it.
Exactly.
Someone else they know rented
exactly.
it.
So they see that shit and it's like, oh well, if he has a business, he must be a millionaire. It's like, nah, bro. Like people be out, and I'm from the hood. Like you know what I'm saying? So people ask me for money and shit. They see me. It's like, oh, he got it. I got to ask him for money. He's like, oh, I don't got it. I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the shit, we do is for I'm a community guy. So when it comes to sports, I was playing ball for the community. When I'm in business, it's for the community. You mentioned the vlog. The reason why we did the vlog is because there was not much visibility for people like myself, black men from where I'm from in these roles. And so that's why like I'm always trying to be visible online and shit like that. Like, yo, I'm the same guy as you, from the hood, we grew up together. We got the same teachers, everything. The only difference is I'm just trying shit. You know what I'm saying? I got ideas and I'm bringing it to life. And you can do the same shit too. And that was a little segue, but that's kind of the piece of that shit.
Do you feel like, so you felt a lot of tension? Like,
in terms of what? Like,
like you're trying to do something and then like, I've heard this a lot. I've even experienced it. Like, oh, you think you're fucking better than me, eh?
Yeah, I mean,
you're trying to do something, and like you're really putting yourself out there because, like, for me, I wasn't the guy to be putting myself out there a bunch. Like, I was the guy in high school, like in the back, I tell a couple quiet jokes, but that's it. I'll get a little giggle fit with the buddy in the back, but I'm not the big class clown. I'm not the big gonna make a big scene. I wanted to just kind of glide through. Don't notice me. So, but now it's like I'll just get out there and start talking, doing this stuff, and then I feel like there's been a little bit of a it creates a little bit of tension with people that you knew from when you used to know them that way. Right.
Yeah, and I think for me, my dealing with that is a little different because I've been dealing with that since like 10, like since 5 really, because like my family is like, they call my family like the royal family. My dad's called the mayor, and my brothers, they're like the cool guys around. So like, it's funny. Like one day I came to school with McDonald's. My dad got me McDonald's, and one of the girls like, "Oh, you're rich." You know what I'm saying? Like, so like we used to deal with that shit like in the hood.
Value picks.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's crazy. So that type of shit. And I'm a cocky kind of fucker. I can be. I had a cocky day. So like I was always I embraced that shit. So being a ball player, and again being a guy who separated myself early, and I enjoy being separate. So like. I was dealing with that shit at 13. Like, am I doing too much? So like, but at 13 I was dealing with that.
With sunglasses
you know what I'm saying? Am I doing too much? So at 13 I was dealing with that. So like by 17 I'm over it. So now at this point, I don't even like, yo, that's your problem. If you feel away, you should pay attention. And if I'm not making you uncomfortable, if you're a person who's like not trying to be more or do more, and I'm not making you uncomfortable, then I gotta reevaluate what I'm doing. So most of it's been support though, like, because again we're in a new space. People haven't really seen someone who looks like me where I'm from in this space of business and that perceived success. So it's all been love. Like, man, we're so proud of you. You inspire, and that type of shit is more been some of that stuff, right?
That's good, man. Yeah. Last time we talked too, you were talking about your hesitation to be like the face of this business, being a black man in this region, because we have a historical kind of just racism.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
What is it? Last week we had
it's just racism. You say that shit.
There was, man. Yeah, like seriously, like systematically, like they just apologized for the stop and checks a week ago.
Yeah, it's 2019.
Like
that's
it's
funny.
insane.
That's
so
funny.
Yeah, so talk to me about that. Like when you made the decision, which was obviously the right decision.
Yeah.
Like you can't just fucking
you can't, and then
just let that happen.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. I mean, so again, come back. Like I was gone. So from 13 to 23.
Yeah.
Or 22, I was in the States.
How old are you now?
I'm 23. So 13 to 22, I was in the States in Toronto. So I haven't been here in a while. And my memories here is like I used to play hockey, but I was the only black kid on the team and that type of shit. I'm getting called nigger. You know what I'm saying? Can I say nigger on the air?
Yeah.
I can say
I
it.
can't.
You're right, exactly. So I'm getting called the N-word and shit at like age 10.
Yeah.
So like that shit was stuck in my head. So then, okay, I go away and I don't really see the progression. Then I come back. I was like, that's still in my head. But now, so my hesitation was, all right, you know, Smooth Meal Prep. Let's keep it brandless. Let's keep it faceless. Let's just build a brand. And it's one, because again, I'm black and I don't really know if people want to be eating from a black guy, you know, and in Halifax, because I still got these thoughts. But as I kind of started to get into it more, meeting more people, meeting more entrepreneurs, I'm like, this place is a little different than it was when I was here 10 years ago. Like, yeah, there's immigrants coming now, and it's more than just black. Before it was like just white people and black people. It's like, no, there's a lot of different people here nowadays. So I think, yes, and again, it's 2019. We're all a little bit more evolved. So yeah, and then just again talking to entrepreneurs and understanding the importance of storytelling with business. Like, okay, what's going to separate Smooth Meal Prep from our competitors? How are we remembered? And people remember stories. So now that, you know, there's a name to it, there's a face to it, you understand our backstory, and we got a cool story. Like, here's a student, athlete, entrepreneur running a business with his family that's from North Preston. They got 10 North Preston employees, and that's a cool story to tell. Like, that would make someone buy meals for another week, you know, if they wanted to, right? So again,
because you can feel good about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
You feel good. Like, I'm feeling good because I'm eating healthy food, and I'm feeling good because I'm supporting local, supporting under whatever the word is. I'm supporting someone with a good story.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, when I threw all that shit in, and I'm like, all right, let's make that decision. Let's go. It's been, like I said, I've been on the air in the last week like 4 times. You know what I'm saying? CTV, you know, and this is the most success we've had in that time.
I can't wait till you're saying the Driven Few first, and then CTV, then CBC.
No, so when I was saying on the air, I was saying on the air for like Driven Few's a different place. This is Nevell here, plus Smooth Meal Prep, but that shit was
Mr.
like,
Provo.
you know what I'm saying? This is me here. This is Driven Few's a place to be. Yeah, for sure.
No, I love that. Oh, I had a question. God damn it.
Yeah.
I forget, dude.
Yeah. Sometimes we forget.
You know, one of those,
what's funny about forgetting?
What's that?
Think about this. If I forget.
Yeah.
So no. But listen to this. This is what I'm gonna give you advice. When I forget something, what I do, because I did psychology and like how the brain works. So if I forget, I try to go back to like I retrace my steps. So I say, all right, what was the conversation we just had? Okay, we talked about what did we just talk about?
We were talking about the air.
We were talking about the air.
But I had something before that.
And then you keep going backwards.
We were talking about yeah.
And basically you put yourself.
It's a lot more pressure because I know that you know, there's millions and millions of people watching this.
Yeah. I thought you could edit this, but all right.
Billions. No, we go raw. It's just authentic, dude.
All right.
I don't want that fake fucking authenticity people are doing now. Dude, that's such a buzzword right now. It's like, oh man, be super authentic, but you took like 30 times to make that video, and it's like 45 clips.
That's facts. That's a great. You're very observant with that type of shit. Keep that. It's a good trait.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was a good point. I can't remember, but anyways,
just hit me with something else, man.
Let me jump to my notes.
Yes.
See what we got here.
That's why you take notes.
Yeah.
I'm not a guy that takes notes, but I've been learning to, especially when it's conversation. I'll put something that I want to ask, and then
Yeah, for sure. I don't have any more notes.
Yeah.
So talk to me more about Smooth Meal Prep. Where can people find that? Let's do a little promo for you.
Yeah, man. But I mean, Smooth Meal Prep. You can find us smoothmealprep.com. You can find us on Instagram at Smooth Meal Prep, Facebook Smooth Meal Prep, Twitter Smooth Meal Prep. You know, you can find us on LinkedIn Smooth Meal Prep.
Are you pretty active on LinkedIn?
I wasn't, man. I wasn't at all. And then I
remember my point.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't at all. Save it. Yeah, I want to talk about LinkedIn because LinkedIn. I've been telling everyone, get on LinkedIn. I wasn't.
Dude, I've been going so hard on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I see you. You're killing that shit. I come to LinkedIn. I'm like, he's locked in, and
it's working.
It's working, bro. Like, even for me, like, because one, you gotta think of what LinkedIn is. Yeah. It's people who want more. It's entrepreneurs. It's people looking for jobs. So it's a space of, you got Instagram, you got Facebook, you got these different places, but they're for different shit. LinkedIn is, I'm coming here to be better, to think business. So it's like, yeah, that's a perfect place, especially for any businessman. Like, you got to be on LinkedIn because there's business people there. So yeah, just me posting shit and yeah, getting more active. I see my connections going up.
Oh yeah,
and it's just getting 1,000 views, all kind of shit. So
that's the thing too, man. Like, I don't know like how much like you pay attention to digital marketing. I think you do probably quite a bit. But dude, like the algorithm on LinkedIn is so good still.
Major.
Like I'm getting comments and likes from weeks ago.
Yes.
I'm like, you post that on any other platform, it's gone. If you don't spend like $50 to $100, no one ever sees that again.
You know what? That's crazy because I pay attention to digital marketing, but I've removed myself from that space because I'm thinking, I'm just thinking.
I just like to like where my energy is going to get the biggest return. So that's why I dedicate all my mainly my social, like my other social media stuff for business. It's just like, like a kind of something pretty where you can fall back on if you happen to look at it. But like I want the in-depth stuff where people are going to see it for longer.
I'm putting more energy into LinkedIn. Like Dave Culligan, I met him.
I saw him. He took a picture.
So he took a picture, and like literally, I still get like likes every the picture was 4 weeks ago.
Jordan reminded me to get a picture with this guy.
Hey, we gotta get one. I'm getting likes from 4 weeks ago. Like this person liked it. I'm like, shit, but that makes sense. The algorithm, I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, no, I think because everything else is owned by Facebook, and they love like this is owned by, I think, Microsoft.
Okay.
And they're not really too savvy with that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, let's shut this. You know what's actually funny is I ran ads for my business, Zest Media Productions.
I like that.
And I did them on all the platforms just so I want to see what worked the best. LinkedIn was the worst. So
for
bad
ads?
Bad for paid, great for organic.
Yeah.
So it's great for free. YouTube was the best. Instagram was second. Facebook was the worst.
Yeah.
But just for my business. But it was just it didn't I spent the decent amount of money on each.
Okay.
And LinkedIn just was no good for that. I hope they're not listening because keep it the way it is.
Keep it how it is, man. And that's the shit. Like,
that's why you need to
take
advantage of it.
Yes, exactly. And Gary Vee, you gotta fucking
jump while the iron's hot,
or
whatever. Like,
because soon they're gonna fix it. It's not gonna be that way forever, and the algorithm's gonna be all.
Because they're doing the Netflix thing. Like, let's get everyone on it. This is what you do. Now we'll change it. So take advantage of while they're using that window to just get people on it.
Straight.
100%.
Yeah. Did you remember the question?
Yeah, it was more of a point.
Okay.
I think that's why I got confused.
All right. Yeah.
It's going to feel so unorganic. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I might come in hot as if you had just said something.
Yeah, okay.
And we were talking about how you were reluctant to be the face of the company. And I was saying I like our generation of people now that we're really kind of we're swarming as far as like the business community goes, and as far as like careers go. We're not doing the whole work your way up the fucking corporate ladder thing anymore. So I think it's pretty good. We command a lot of the market now. So I think that's what's causing a big shift where it's a positive thing to embrace, something that was more of a challenge before.
No,
that was my point. I was
that's
hoping
a major point.
Yeah.
Put that one. Put that one in there.
Is that LinkedIn quote right there?
Exactly.
Fuck, I'm gonna cut this all up. So, anyways, I think we're probably around time. It's not a real plan for time, but
how long you usually keep them?
I don't know. What are we at, Jordan?
We're roughly around
45 minutes.
What are you shooting for?
Probably around an hour.
Okay, you should. Let's go. I love to talk, bro. I'm not ready to be done.
You got me locked in.
Let's go. Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean,
we might do a little bit of editing.
Yeah. Yeah, a little editing. You cut the soft shit out. You know what I'm saying? But
what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, man. End of the day, and I think what I kind of wanted to talk about was, we got into the sacrifice piece.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up.
You know what I'm saying? The sacrifice is again, entrepreneurship looks sweet. It looks great, but majority of people don't understand the grind that really comes with it. And you hear it all the time, man. But it's this shit's really a grind. And I can speak to it because I know the grind of the grind, the stress, all the aspects. Right now, we got real numbers. We got real employees. We got real things that are on the line here that. Yeah, it's just risky. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If we go under, a lot of shit happens with that. You know what I'm saying? We got, I'll die. We got loans and shit where houses are on the line. So if the business fails, fuck, my mom might lose her house type shit. So dealing with that kind of shit.
Yeah, people don't like. It's more so. It's less sacrifice. It's just also like the risk too, right? Like I've never told this to anyone before either, but like this time last year when I got back home from Christmas, like I'd never been so fucking broke, dude. Like I got back, my Wi-Fi was shut off. I'm like in the worst apartment you can imagine. I'm sitting there. There's like cockroaches everywhere. I remember that morning, like I got up, I fucking opened up the cupboard. I like heated up my pan. My pan was already hot. I was like, I'll make a couple eggs, whatever. Cockroach fell out onto my pan.
Jeez, a cockroach sandwich?
I was just sitting there. I was like, this is the lowest. This is the lowest I want to be, man.
Yeah.
So I'm there like bumming my neighbor's Wi-Fi. Just this dilapidated piece of shit. Anyways, dude, but yeah, like that's the thing. People like, and I'm, you still got to post the, look at me in a suit last night. Shit, you know.
And here's the beauty of that low. And I think I'm trying to get to a place where I can fucking share more lows, like, cause. And this is Gary Vee type shit again. I'm a Gary Vee guy. I think anyone who's in the space is a Gary Vee guy, and like
it's like audio, like cocaine, dude. Anytime you need to get a quick jolt,
man, listen, and you
gets you fired up.
That low place. I remember spots as well. When I'm looking at my bank account, I got 13 cents. You know what I'm saying? Like 13 cents in my bank account, and his bills coming. It's like, but at that space, like, all right, I can't go no further than here.
I can go 12 cents.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's harder to go any lower than that.
Yeah.
And man, there's beauty in that. I'm at my bottom, because now it's nothing to lose. I'm going for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, for me, with the risk and shit, it's like, all right, okay, cool, here's the risk, but what's the alternative? Fuck, am I gonna go? And I say 9 to 5 and shit, but I don't be trying to shit on people who work 9 to 5. It's not for me. If it's for you, great, like, be perfect in that. But I can't do that. So shit, I'm going all or nothing on this. If I fucking fail, great, let me try again. What's the worst that's gonna happen? I die? It was like, yo, when you look at life, like, the worst that can happen to you in life is that you die.
Yeah.
Okay, so in business, I'm probably not gonna die unless, I do some other shit. But even if I die, I can get into what that really means. But that's a whole other conversation. But what am I gonna do? Die? So okay, let's go. Let's figure it out. Let's make it happen. And yeah, it's all in mentality, and it's that eases the fear, that eases the fear of that risk, and it's like, yeah, let's go, let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm the same way. I have no interest. Like I lost the interest young, dude, to sit in an office and have a boss, and like I was like, I don't want to be comfortable. Like I want to just, and it's an interesting thing because like I spend so much time in that mind space. We're thinking like, like my goal, like I want to be in, in whatever amount of time, be like in Hollywood, directing films, stuff. Like I have big lofty
goals. Say it with your chest, B.
100%. And I remember I was telling someone the other day that, and it was just like, whoa, ambitious. And like to me, it doesn't seem like ambitious. I'm just like, no, that's literally what I'm gonna do.
Exactly.
Man, like, I don't want to live if I can't at least get pretty close to that, because like I'm wasting my time.
And when you hear people like that, you usually just stay away from them.
No, it was just a stranger though, and like I just because like I'm already on this level, and like I always have to tone myself down.
But there's a part, bro. Like, yo, I tell myself, like, I'm not gonna dim my light to make you shine more. I don't know if that's how it says, but basically, I'm not bringing myself to your level, and I try to surround myself with people who get it. People who understand. Because at the end of the day, like, don't put your fears on me. Don't put your limitations on me. I'm not you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And shit, why would I... if I'm a dream, why the fuck would I have dream? Why the fuck would you say, all right, I'm doing a film, but yeah, I'm just going to be the biggest in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You were like...
Why limit yourself? There's like, no need.
Shit, if I'm going, I'm going to go 100%.
And if that's where you end up, that's fine.
Bro, like, my hashtag is Vel 100 mil. I've been saying I'm going to get $100 million since... like I was like 19. That's been my shit. And at first, like, people would be like making fun of me for like, who the fuck does this guy think he's gonna get 100? Like laughing when I'm saying it. Like they would hashtag their name James 100 mil and like try to joke with me like, like, yeah, okay, cool, buddy, fuck you.
Yeah, you're not getting any now.
You're not. And
you
it's
were
like,
gonna.
Exactly. But it's like, okay, now you see me here, and I'm still nowhere close, but I'm a lot further than I was then. And shit, be like, oh shit, it's a little brighter. But just me, the brain and how it works, and having those what do they call it? Big hairy goals or something. They I heard, but it's like having those outlandish dreams. And it's again, I love cliches because if people say it a lot, it's like I like to think of them as universal truth. If people say it a lot, it usually means that it's true, and it's true for a lot of people. So it's like if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough.
Yeah.
And that's what I live, man. It's like I'm going for it. And again, worst case, I don't fucking do it. Okay, woo. No. He said 100. He said $100 million. He didn't get it.
He only got 90 with a bitch.
Exactly, man. But fuck it, man. I'm going all in, man. If you out there, you entrepreneur. If you anyone, man. If you not, I'm gonna break it down again, bro. Because it's like another cliche. It's only one life. But think about that, bro.
Unless we reincarnate.
Man, listen. As far as I know, we only here once, man. Like it's no redo. So fuck. And there's another Gary Vee thing. I had a 1 in a trillion chance to be here. So shit, if I had a 1 in a trillion chance to be here and I'm only getting one of them, fuck, I gotta go for it all.
You're already the best sperm.
You know what I'm saying?
Already the quickest.
Exactly.
Right
so
out the gate.
Man, listen, I'm going for it all, man. And you might think, oh, it was too, and whatever you think, but at the end of the day, that's what fuels me. That's what living on that edge. Oh, you unplug me.
Oh no.
That's what gets me going. That's what wakes me up in the morning, man. Just how can I be the best me? How can I go as far as I can possibly go while I'm here on Earth? And that's me. That's what fuels me, man. The driven few. You know what I'm saying? It's a few of them, but those that get it, they get it, and that's why it's always blessed to connect with them and share the energy. This right now, this conversation is giving me energy for my next month. You know what I'm saying?
Me too, man.
It's fueling me to keep going. It's okay, cool. Let's get to the next stage and let's keep rolling. You know what I'm saying? So,
cheers to that. I'll drink a Red Bull to that.
Exactly. Yeah. Red Bull give you wings, man.
This whole thing's been a commercial.
No, for sure.
Man, I think that's a really perfect spot to cap this puppy off.
Yeah.
Man, thanks again. I really appreciate you coming on this podcast. It's been an awesome conversation.
Yeah.
Dude.
I appreciate the convo. I appreciate you holding this space. Like I said, man, I was excited for this, and I got out what I was intending to. I love to speak because speaking is like I have thoughts all day, but when I get to put it on wax and speak it into the world, it's a different. You know what I'm saying?
It all feeds back into the idea of you coming back and giving back to your community. Like you might not have. These are lessons that you learned. You get to pass them down. Like there's so much value in that.
Straight.
So yeah, thanks again, Nevell Provo, for coming on. Is there anything really quickly? Just remind everyone how they can follow you. And
you can follow me on Instagram at VelSmooth. You know what I'm saying? Then you can follow Smooth Meal Prep on Instagram at Smooth Meal Prep, and any other handle we Smooth Meal Prep as well. But yeah.
Do you have any promos or anything?
Yeah.
Maybe when this airs, maybe we'll have a little
10%
off for the viewers.
Actually, January 1st. We got a cool deal happening. We'll pay for your gym membership if you subscribe to Smooth Meal Prep for 6 months. And then also when we air this, you're gonna go ahead and go to Smooth Meal Prep, put an order in, and use a code DrivenFew, and we're gonna give you 20% off. Because if you a driven few, you gotta be with the smooth crew. You know what I'm saying? That's just a little bars for them. Exactly. So,
where can they find your music, man?
Man, the music, you can check me out on East Coast Wave. I just be freestyling. And people been asking when you gonna drop. When you was like, nah, I can't, because I gotta think about the brand now. And it's funny. Let me just go a little here, just quick.
Yeah, no, we're no race.
Since now that I've become the face of the brand, and out there more people are following Vel Smooth on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it used to be a little sacred space. So now it's like, all right, shit, I can't. Gotta be very conscious on Instagram now. But Snapchat's my space. I got like 100 people on there, and Snapchat, you're gonna get. I'm on because it's funny. I go so crazy on Snapchat because all my other places are so censored, and I've been censored since 13 because I've been an athlete. So Snapchat, I'm on there rapping, saying "fuck these bitches," all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you want to. But yeah, the music, East Coast Wave, you get a couple freestyle. I might drop a little track one day. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, we got the equipment. We'll
put a beat on. Matter of fact, man.
Yeah, throw a beat on.
Put a beat on.
Get a little tight beat going.
A little tight, you know what I'm saying? Something a little quick. This might make it, this might not. But worst case, I might have a clip for my Instagram.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But maybe if you want to end it off, if this don't make it.
We could just.
Yeah.
It's done, dude.
You're right. It's done. Yeah, give me a beat, man. Let me show you my spit game
Let's
real
fucking
quick.
go, dude.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I ain't never really rapped on the air like this.
Now it's like a Shade 45.
I feel like I'm on LA Leakers or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What, do you have a rap name or just what I call you?
Vel Smooth, man. You call me Vel Smooth, a cool dude.
Yo, welcome to fucking. Yo, it's the Driven Few. We got fucking Vel Smooth on the air right now. He's gonna spit some free fucking style bars.
You know what it is, man. Matter of fact, can I make? Whoa, hold on. I was gonna ask for a different beat, but this should go. All right, hey. Where I'm from, I'm trying to eat cause I'm full. Driven Few sipping on a Red Bull. Vel Smooth, a cool dude, and I'm with the crew. Talk crazy, we gon' run through, hit you in your tooth. Y'all ain't playing with me. Almost chilled on the beat, they ain't playing with me. Got a bad little bitch, yeah, she slang with me. Niggas talk kinda crazy, get the spraying with me. I'm a young fly nigga, come through with the strap. Hit you in your head, you gon' run back. I'ma talk kinda guns, but I don't got that. Got a gun license, I'ma splash, splash, splash. I be on the block, moving rocks. Niggas talking crazy, hit them in they socks in the pop. And then in the trap, rather in the top, when the cop, cause I get it brought. Got to bring the beat back, shit don't never stop. Chillin' on the water, been on your daughter. Chillin' on the water, fucking on your daughter. Young Vel Smooth coming through kinda harder. And I'm with the cool, no we in the parter. You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. LA Leakers, you know what's up. Driven Few, yeah. That way, Red Bull, sip it.
Oh my god, that was amazing, bro. Hey,
man,
that was fucking good,
yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir.
That's how we cap off a podcast right there.
Exactly.
You set the bar so goddamn high. Whoever's on next, you have big shoes to fill.
Shade 45. You
Shade
whack
45.
rappers. You whack podcasters. You
can't
entrepreneurs.
freestyle.
Who you know coming on the podcast?
Oh yeah, I gotta hype you up.
Giving you the game. You know, talking athletics, talking business, and then finishing off with a freestyle. I saw off the top too. You know what I'm saying? But they
Nothing
ain't doing
but
that.
I'm the host, and I had notes. This guy comes in, you know, he's a D1 athlete. He's a fucking businessman. He's a student, and he can rap better than anyone else in the city. That's goddamn Vel Smooth.
Come
right there.
on, shit. I like that one. Yes, sir. Boom.
All right, let's cap that off. Awesome.
Yeah, that's sick.
Dude, that was a podcast. That's a podcast.
That's a major one.